Alright guys, well I think we're about at the halfway point of our Skyrim Mega Play Mega Marathon. We started, we started back at 5 o'clock and we're going to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm Maxwell McGee. Joining me is Carolyn Pettit and Kevin Van Oor down there, and I believe Justin Porter is getting set up. He's going to be joining us here in a second. I'm standing still, not doing anything right now, but I'm on the PC version, so if you see a guy just standing there looking boring, you're watching the PC feed. Everybody else is on 360. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, things you want us to do, places you want us to visit, be sure to drop those in the comments. They'll be relayed to us. We'll be happy to answer them to the best of our ability, or to go out and find the answers in the game world itself. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And keep on watching and enjoy the show.
I overcame, but...
You persevered.
Oh, and Lydia is alive. Can we all just say hallelujah for that?
Everything worked out better than expected.
Now I just need to find out where my weapon is that I got disarmed from, because usually I can find it. It wasn't on him, so it may be time to. Is that it? Yeah, but I think that what happens, and I'm going to verify this right now. If you're disarmed. Oh no, because I did have a point where I disarmed and I could have sworn that the enchantment was taken away when that happened, but clearly I was making that up. Okay, now this is the third time I've done this level up, but this time I'm going to save right after, because I don't want to do this again. But definitely doing heavy armor. Oop, and one-handed. Although, no, I can't quite do that one net. Yeah, I definitely prefer axes.
So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we're at hour 6. I'm let's see, what level am I at now? I'm level 8. Level 8, so 6 hours, 8 levels. That's not bad. Right now, I continually get sidetracked. Such is the beauty of Skyrim. I'm in this Hilgrun's Tomb area right now. It's on the route. I just stumbled upon it. I'm heading towards a mountain where I'm supposed to learn more about what it means to be a Dragonborn. But I keep finding these tombs and caverns and crypts, and I can't help but just go in and investigate. This one, in particular, I met this fine gent here. Apparently he's got like a crazy brother-in-law or something like that who has been delving a little too deep into necromancy, and it's just going into their family tomb and, as you can see, bringing everybody back to life, and I need to use my purifying fist of flame to put them back down again. So I'm helping this guy out, trying not to steal all of his family heirlooms along the way. He got kind of mad at me for doing that earlier. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Hopefully I will manage to progress the story in the next couple of hours.
As for me, I have just actually learned a bit more about what it means to be Dragonborn from I believe they're called the Greybeards. And true to their names, they have gray beards, and they live way up here on this snowy mountain. So having kind of learned some new shouts and things from them, and being now certified 100% official Dragonborn, I'm going to kind of move on and try to figure out. There's some intrigue now with just finding out like why the dragons are coming back to life now. So we're going to kind of move along and investigate these crazy dragon happenings all over Skyrim.
So the Night Mother has sent me to see this Amon Mortier, who...
The real reason I'm speaking with a
He has a few contracts for me, but it looks like the end result is he wants to assassinate
the Emperor.
the Emperor. Spoilers.
That is correct. What I ask is no small thing, of course.
Spoilers. after
Yeah,
you
that's not
spoil
really the way it
thing.
works. Well, but you
This
know, if
is
you're tuning
what
into
you
a
do.
This is true.
12-hour marathon, you're probably
Proceed
going
with
to
caution,
expect.
So
ladies
much
and
has led
gentlemen.
to this day. So much
At least I
planning
hope that
and
seems to be the,
Now, it's as if the very stars have finally aligned.
you know, the
But I
common sense
digress.
approach.
Here, take these.
So
They
when
need to be
enemies yell
delivered
"Have
to your
mercy" and they like start to
superior.
cower, they don't
Excess?
really mean it, do they?
No,
The
they'll
items.
come back and get you.
Yeah.
It's kill or be killed out there.
Yeah. Straight up.
Here. Here. The sealed letter will explain everything that needs to be done. The amulet is quite valuable. You can use it to pay for any and all expenses.
So people are asking how far into the game I am. I've played about 12 hours or so now, I suppose, including the first 6 hours of this marathon. I don't think I'm very far into the main story. I've really only done the first few quests, and then I've kind of done some side quests, done some stuff with this group called the Companions. So I've kind of been mixing it up a little bit, so I'm not too far into any one thing.
My sister Camilla, oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
So Karknuk. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin.
No, I was so excited that I was actually getting a question right, and that I was going
Whoa.
to answer it before I said that this.
Oh,
Here's
okay.
the question. I was
Well,
gonna
then, Karknuk via Twitter, he wants to know, Kevin, about map markers. Can you put them on the map? Can you override existing markers? Tell us all about it.
You can. You can put a single marker on the map in addition to your quest marker, but you cannot annotate the map. No writing on the map as far as I know.
over your battles, friend. Need something?
So Justin Porter is sitting down next to me. He's the voice of God is
Welcome to the
eventually
pit,
going to
Justin.
become one of us down in the trenches.
What if God was one of us?
You have descended from God.
His relative has to take care of.
Glad someone appreciates it.
Oh my.
Let's see what you've done.
So anybody that's looking at, when we switch to my feed, where I'm doing Dark Brotherhood quests, you may consider much of this to be spoilerific. So just as a warning.
She certainly wouldn't.
And this is
And for
the
whatever
Night Mother
reason, she chose
directing
to relay
us.
Motier's information to you. I don't know exactly what's going on here, if you're the listener or this is some fluke or what. But what we now have before us.
And it looks
You're damn
like we're
right we're
accepting the
accepted.
contract
If we
to
pull this off,
pull off
the
this
Dark
major
Brotherhood will
assassination.
know a fear and respect we
So
haven't
just,
seen in
just as a quick
centuries.
aside there, in another episode of
think
Is
I'd
This
abandon
Deadly,
an
I attacked a
opportunity to
goat.
leave
Turns
my
out goats,
family
not
to
deadly.
Ah,
Not deadly. They're pretty
This
chill.
is all so much to take
So,
in.
gonna be
I
chewing
need
on some
time to
roasted
read
goat
the
here
letter.
for a while.
They have
Figure out where we go from
delicious
here.
no
flesh
longer
out.
must the people of Skyrim live in fear of goats.
That's
You can go
right.
around and tell them goats are not deadly.
Ghost.
Spread the
goats are
word.
pretty chill.
I'm thinking we need that amulet appraised. I want to know where it came from, how much it's worth, and if we can actually.
Oh,
get
here's
away
some
with
cabbages.
secrets.
I gotta
it.
do
Do
my
it.
shout.
And there's
I
only
may
one man who can give us what we need.
invoke the wrath of the local
He's a fact.
guards, but such
This
as
is
the
for-
price.
Price of progress.
Yes.
Fools!
Do it.
Oh, look, those cabbages fly.
Yeah, but check out the bounty they got added.
All right, hey, I'll pay. I'll pay.
Is Lydia gonna cause you
No
trouble?
one just
Oh,
turns on
Lydia.
cabbage.
I'll pay.
I'm not gonna explore this cave. I've got to get to that mountain and learn what it is. I just have to come back to it. So many caves to explore.
So in Dark Brotherhood land, now my current task is to go and get this amulet appraised that was given to us for payment of this assassination contract. So I need to go find out how much it's worth and see if we can actually sell it for payment.
Death is my reward for giving those cabbages what for.
So where would cabbages fall on your overall list, Maxwell, in terms of pure danger?
Are they deadly? I think as we saw Carol, she attacked the cabbages like straight up.
Yeah.
They didn't respond immediately at first,
Right.
but then they summoned the wrath of
Yeah.
the guards,
And
they
I-
descended upon her.
And I died. Clearly,
And she died.
ergo, cabbages
Cabbages,
are
If
deadly.
A equals B and B
Yeah.
equals C,
And A equals
A equals C.
Of
Yep.
course.
Science. This cabbages
That
extremely
is
deadly.
science math right there.
It's in effect.
And I'm in Riften, the same place where I picked up that amulet that lets people fall in love with me.
A lot of good it's doing.
Yeah, nobody's falling.
You
Well, I
probably-
took it off. For
Oh,
now.
but I wonder, I mean, it might well be the sort of thing where you need to find another lizard person, and maybe, and particularly a female lizard person, and you're probably not, I don't know, are there many Argonians around?
I haven't come across many Argonians.
Yeah,
I
they're-
have come across Argonians, but not many
Sure,
of them.
they're pretty rare.
I mean, this is the Nord homeland, so you come across more Nords certainly than any other peoples. And there is some distrust of people of other races depending on what city you're in. And I'm headed into the Ratway in Riften, which is essentially the dungeons, the sewers.
Yeah, Ratway sounds sewery to me.
Could have called it Skeever Way because skeevers are like
They're
Rats.
rats, yeah.
Go for it, Carol.
What was it? I didn't hear that. What was the name?
B Brophy in the chat wants to know if you can block with a weapon or do you need a shield? Do you require a shield to block?
And you can block with a weapon, right? We demonstrated that actually a little earlier in the marathon, I believe.
Yeah. Like when I'm using
you
a one-handed
can't-
mace and a spell. So like earlier I was using just the one-handed mace and I could block with just the mace without having a shield.
Yeah.
But now that I have the mace and my fire spell,
Right.
I no longer have that ability to block because blocking was
You need your other hand free.
yeah.
Here's me blocking with my axe, which is a one-handed weapon, but you can, of course, block with a two-handed weapon as well.
He's not up for this kind of high-risk mission, but he can help you. His name is Malborn. Wood Elf. Plenty of reason to hate the Thalmor. You can trust him. I'll get word for him to meet you in Solitude at the Winking Skeever. You know it? While you're doing that, I'll work on getting you an invitation to Elenwen's little party. Meet me at the Solitude stables after you've arranged things with Malborn. Any questions?
Fortunately or unfortunately, I have
Don't
some
worry about
multiplayer
Malborn.
Assassin's Creed Revelations
He's not
to
a
play. around 1 o'clock.
Now you must be lost.
So somebody will be
Let's
taking
just
my
carry
place.
on
Probably
while you're
Curtis
able.
said
The
around that
Ratway,
time.
well, it has a habit of swallowing up the uninvited.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Well now, how is Astrid doing these days, huh? Tell her to stop by sometime. We can have a drink. Catch up. Ah, but we can discuss that later, yeah? What does the Brotherhood need? Let's see. Where, oh, where did you get this? No, don't answer. I don't want to know. This is an amulet of the Emperor's Elder Council, specially crafted for each member.
So it seems that the amulet that I had to get appraised for the Dark Brotherhood is
It ain't my business to tell the Dark Brotherhood its business. But if you killed a
is
member
one
of the
that
Elder
belongs to
Council,
the
you better
Emperor's circle, and it's worth a small fortune.
believe. Buy it. This, an Elder Council amulet? Oh yes. Oh yes indeed. Oh, wait just one moment. Here is a letter of credit, usable by Astrid only, for any service or item I can provide, as per our standard arrangement. You bring that back to your lovely mistress, with my regards.
So Papester 1873 wants to know if you have to be online in order to play Skyrim. I'm playing through Steam at the moment. I'm actually not sure about this, but
If
oh,
I
goodness, a troll.
recall correctly, even the retail requires Steamworks,
Okay.
but you should be able to play in offline mode. I think I was able to play in offline mode. So I believe the answer to that is no, but you will need to be online at some point to activate the game on
Okay.
Steam.
Yeah, once you like have it set up and verified, then you can play in online mode. Oh, not ready yet.
Good question. Shouts
Well,
have their...
What is the question?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I was doing so good there for a while. Ryan, what was the user's name again? Chaseboy02 wants to know what kind of restrictions there are to using shouts. If there's a cooldown, if you use magical energy, and so on and so forth. Shouts are not tied to your magicka bar. They have their own cooldown time, and different shouts have different cooldowns. But as soon as the cooldown has ended, you can use that shout again, or any shout after.
If
the
you
cooldowns.
use, like, say you use one shout and then you switch to another immediately after that, can you then use the shout that you switched to?
No, you can use it after the old one's cooldown has expired. But for example, the Clear Skies shout has a very short cooldown period, partially because it's not really all that useful, but only in very specific circumstances. So.
Guess we'll have 2 more mouths to feed for a while.
So, Apoc Hunter is asking, how much time has passed since Oblivion, the events of Oblivion? And it's Skyrim takes place about 200 years after the events of Oblivion. So the world has politically changed quite a bit. Organizations are, that maybe were very prominent in Oblivion are kind of existing in the shadows in the period of Skyrim. So so a lot has changed. It's been about 200 years.
So Justin Porter, how many hours are you into the game?
So I'm actually I'm coming up on 40 hours here.
Jeez.
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
realize you played so much.
Yeah, it's funny though because I'm only like level 13, so I've done a lot of exploring and stuff. I feel like I kind of want to take this time to see if I can get to the point where I can craft some dragon scale armor, because I've seen that and I know it exists, and I think it'd be kind of cool to show it. So I was gonna go and do a little bit of mining and smelting and crafting and that sort of stuff, because I actually was when I was the voice of God in a former life, I was actually seeing a lot of questions about mining and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I hadn't come across any nodes that I'd seen.
Yeah, so the thing I was having that same problem, and the thing that I noticed finally just recently is that, or that I realized is that the nodes are much more prominent in mines, which
Wait, go figure.
makes sense. I was kind of expecting more of like a World of Warcraft style thing where you'd just be running around and you'd see them, and that's happened a couple times, but for the most part, mines are really the way to go. So, yeah, I'm now currently in a mine just outside of Markarth, and I'm mining some ore, and then I'm going to smelt the ore. That's the other thing I didn't figure out for a long time, is I would mine and I would get a bunch of ore, but I didn't know how to turn into ingots. And I finally figured out last night that you have to have a smelter, and if you have a smelter, you just activate it, and it'll turn your ore into ingots for you, and then you can use them to craft things.
I'm going to a wedding, apparently.
So user Mac4520, I believe it was, via YouTube, he wants to know about property ownership in Skyrim. I know early on in the game when I was talking to the king back in that main castle town that you get to obviously early on, I was appointed to have the privilege of purchasing property in that area, but I haven't followed up on that yet.
Yeah, I know you can buy, you can buy a house there in Whiterun, and you can, after you purchase the house, which I believe is 5,000 gold for the initial purchase, you can then purchase things like an alchemy lab, an improved bedroom, things like that, to let you do more stuff in the home.
Yep. And there are cities where if you do a favor for the Jarl, which is like the mayor of a town, they're called Jarls. If you do favors for the citizens, you might get a chance to buy a house if you do those favors. And certain quest rewards, not just the one that you were referring to, but for example, if you finish the mage's quest line, they'll give you become, well, I don't want to give anything away, but you become somebody important, and then you get a chance to live in a particular quarters that's outfitted with all sorts of stuff already for you.
So I have gotten myself into a dragon fight, as you often do in Skyrim. So I'm trying to protect myself here with some of these new spells. I got like oak flesh, and we'll see how this plays out. It's been a bit of a prolonged battle so far, since my attacks aren't doing a great deal of damage, but we shall see how this goes. Ooh, that hurt.
Best to kind of not get near their mouth.
You think?
Yeah. Pro tip.
Oh, there it goes. I just got... Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Is there a way to wait without being next to a bed?
To wait?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can wait anywhere as long as there aren't enemies nearby.
Oh, okay.
I have a dragon nearby that I can hear as soon as I exited the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary. But I think it might be that Elder Dragon, which means that I probably just want to leave. And I can't fast travel because it says enemy nearby, so let's find out if this is indeed that awful flying lizard that I think I might have to encounter. I have quite a bit of skooma.
So Adama wants to know about skooma.
I did it again.
What is it? Have you ingested it? What does it do?
Yes, there is skooma, and it restores stamina.
Okay.
And it's a kind of a black market potion.
It's made from moon sugar, which grows in the Khajiit home region, wherever that is. That's something I learned from a loading screen.
I've learned a lot from the loading screen.
Yes.
Like most of the stuff I've learned about this game.
That could be.
What was the name? SC Ghost 2424 was theorizing that perhaps the reason Kevin's Argonian can't find a lady friend is because he doesn't have a house, which could be, I suppose.
That's
Women
true.
do like stability.
Yeah.
They like to know that a man has the financial wherewithal to provide, you know, for the family.
It's just like real life.
Very forward thinking of you, Caro.
You're right. I know. I'm just saying.
But I don't have a house, and the reason is because I completed the mage quest, and so I have a headquarters. So I just figured a house was maybe a silly investment, but maybe that's not correct. I mean, I certainly have plenty of money for a house.
I also my theory is that it's just maybe it might be the house thing, or it might just be that, I mean, maybe you can marry, you know, Nords or Bosmers, but it might be that you would need to just find the right Argonian lady to settle down with. What was the username again? Okay, Ticker is inquiring as to whether it's possible to do a like a sneak attack on a dragon and get the damage bonus. I've not, as a stealthy archer, I've not been able to do that. They seem to be already pretty much aware that I'm there by the time they get close enough to fight with. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. You can absolutely do sneak attacks for like double damage, as if you, if you attack an enemy who doesn't know you're there, you get a huge damage bonus.
Speaking of the Khajiit,
I heard the name, but not the question.
Okay,
Ryan
you say the
Archer-
name, I'll tell you what the question
Ryan
is.
Archer 95.
Wants to know if the weather influences what type of monsters you encounter or fight. I mean, I think that like in areas that are naturally snowy and cold, you'll might encounter enemies like frost giants that you wouldn't encounter in areas that aren't snowy and cold. Yeah.
As far as the dynamic weather, though, I haven't really...
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change.
I haven't noticed that.
It's not like... Right.
It's not like if it's
raining,
it's different
yeah,
enemies or something.
yeah.
Although that would be kind of cool.
so I do have a dragon, but I'm not sure if it's that pesky elder dragon or a different one. So it is the elder dragon. So this is gonna be, oh, my Atronaut got right in the way. So this might be hopeless for me. But maybe if I cheese him, like just run in and out. Could take a while. In the meanwhile, I have no idea where Lydia has gone. So right now I'm just using my conjured elemental to kind of do some of the heavy lifting, which is a slow process with an enemy this big. Lydia would be a great help if she were here, because she's got a bow and arrow and I do not. I think it's time to invest in one.
So there have been some questions about whether or not you can combine spells, and I believe the answer is yes. You can. Certain spells can be. Well, you can do. Certain spells, when combined, will produce a different, more powerful effect. Is that right, Kevin? Or
Well, it's
how does that work?
dual wielding. You don't really combine them to make different spells.
Okay.
As much as you dual wield them to sort of combine their efforts into a more powerful
Version of that same
of it,
spell.
yeah.
Okay.
But I don't often dual wield spells. I like a little melee. The problem is getting this dragon to come down and participate in some. Oh. So for a while, I think my feat is going to be very boring. Just because I'm attempting to cheese the dragon with my elemental whittling down his health a little at a time. And hopefully getting him to land. Because this isn't one of the usual dragons, it's an elder dragon, so he's pretty hefty.
Need to step away, but for a moment.
I suppose I could just take Lydia's. No, I don't think it'll allow me to take her bow and arrow. Since it's considered starting equipment.
I'm sorry, Gunny. What was the name? Missed it again.
Gunny First Div.
Gunny First Dib wants to know if your companions get smarter as you progress through the game.
Really?
No.
No.
They are bone stupid from moment one onward.
This is very boring right now. I'm cheesing this dragon, essentially trying to just re-summon my Atronach over and over again and using Lydia to kind of whittle down health on this dragon because I don't have anything ranged. So I'm hoping that if I stay out of the way, summon when I need to, let them whittle down the dragon, that he'll just get low enough in health and hopefully land so I can run in, land a few blows. So at this point, it's just one of those things where it's like, it just takes patience. Normally I'd be much more active, but this big boy is just out of my league. But it's one of those things where he's there, always outside of the Dark Brotherhood when I leave, and he's issued a challenge that I must accept.
I had a similar experience to Kevin early on in the game where I got attacked by a frost dragon that was way out of my league, and I just couldn't get rid of him, so I finally had to do the exact same thing he's doing, where I just kept hiding, coming out, shooting, and then hiding again. It was a very boring process, but I mean, aside from loading from an earlier save, I didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably just run away, or whatever. Although Lydia probably, I don't know whether she'd follow me. That she's not the smartest, lady I've ever met. But I might try to cast Ice Form when the dragon comes. Oh. Because this is a fire-breathing dragon. But I don't know if it would really get close enough. Well, there, that seemed pretty close. So I summoned my Atronach on top of the tower to see if that keeps the environment from getting in the way when he flings his fireball. Oh, does that work? I didn't even know that. There you go. Hey, thanks, Tactic, for saying, hey, why don't you try Unrelenting Force? I guess there's a reason they give that one to you early on, huh?
Yeah, I did not know that either.
I'm worried that even if I do that, yeah, I played all that time and I've never really done that. Oh well, that I didn't seem to do the trick there, but I'll try again. Hopefully, and I'll be in range. I don't know if I was in range or not.
After a hard-fought battle, I just defeated the dragon I was fighting quite some
Hooray.
time. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, it looks like my dragon has landed. The question is this...
I would imagine you can.
They stagger only a little bit.
Whoa.
So far, I've been able to do it.
Well, if he stays on the ground, maybe that means I can now use Ice Form to kind of... I'm kind of afraid to get too close because I've spent so much time. Okay, what do you say I save here? And then I'm just going to run in and see if I can get hands-on. Oh, well, clearly that wasn't the best idea. I could use the shout that makes you move really fast to kind of zip around him, land a few blows, and the question is going to be, does it, does it replenish fast enough for me to make frequent use of it? Let's find out.
I think I'm heading up the 7,000 steps to the top of this mountain, trying to get to High Hrothgar and learn about what it means to be a Dragonborn, which I mentioned earlier. They've got these sort of, oh no, this one doesn't. There we go. There we go. These sort of cryptic tablets that they're having me read on the way up here.
I wonder if Lydia died in all that. Okay. I could take a potion of invisibility, try to sneak up. I wonder if he'll fall for that.
Lead on.
feel really bad if Lydia's a bit the dust. No.
Then if a companion dies, there is not a way to resurrect them or anything like that.
Not that I've come across. Okay, invisible for 30 seconds. Let's see how this goes. Oh, there's Lydia. She's there. Oh,
The question
okay.
of whether or not Lydia is dead is almost a recurring gag for your playthrough. Ken.
So invisibility means nothing to a fire-breathing dragon that can apparently smell you from a mile away.
Yeah, I've had some unexpected things happen with invisibility too. I tried it on a quest where I was fighting another kind of enemy, and it seemed like it just didn't, like, they could see right through it.
I might need to sneak while I do it. Since I rarely stealth in Bethesda games.
So you think the invisibility spell doesn't actually make you invisible per se? It just cranks up your stealth score really high?
It could be, yeah. I mean, it definitely makes you visually invisible,
Yeah.
but it, yeah, it seemed. I only tried using it that one time. Tried it outside.
Yeah, well, see, I don't think my elemental is affected by the fire breath at all. He just keeps going and going. But the fire-breathing dragon certainly seems to get whittled down slowly and surely.
All right. I hear a dragon, but I don't see it.
Oh, there he is.
Justin's dragon is more interesting. Let's watch that one.
Oh, he's killing people inside this hold, apparently. I'm just gonna go watch.
You know what makes those things more interesting is when the people in the hold are enemies.
Yeah, well, they are.
They're, yeah, bandits.
Oh, now he's coming for me. All right, so let's see. He appears to be a fire dragon. Let's see here. I think frostbite would probably be appropriate for a fire dragon, right?
One would think. I'm gonna take a big chance. All right, I'm about to defeat my dragon. Boom. Just come up behind him. I should have done it the whole time.
Wow, I'm like still on fire.
And my elder dragon dissipates. Here comes the soul. That was very exciting.
Buds228 wants to know if you can fly dragons. I don't think so. Dragons have minds of their own and do not wish to be ruled by the likes of you.
Are there any flying mouths?
I sure don't think so.
No.
My horse is doing some damage here.
Yeah, he can come in quite handy, huh? Except when he's being really aggressive and he's like just off doing his own thing.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating sometimes because you know, he's almost like that jerk in your party that aggroes all the mobs. It's like, I don't want to kill those guys. I'm just trying to get out of here and go along my merry way. I just wanted to fight the dragon. And some mining.
So I'm searching for my kill contract for the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Nothing. I'm so glad Victoria has.
What an amazing day this has been. I hope you've been enjoying the festivities. I'm just so overwhelmed. Such kindness.
Me?
For me.
Yeah, it's her that's my
Oh, well, you tell your Stormcloak
She's
friends
your
hello right
target?
She's my target, yeah.
This
Oh
is
my
a day of
goodness.
healing.
That's going to be a
Legion,
tough hit to pull off.
Stormcloaks, all are welcome here. Please, enjoy the festivities. This is a day of peace and happiness. An Imperials
I get a
and
bonus
Stormcloaks
if I
join
kill her while
together
she
as
addresses the
equals.
crowd. So what do you think? Shall I wait for her to address the crowd?
It was rather quick, actually.
Oh, it looks
Couple
like.
seemed more
Let's see
concerned
what
with their
happens.
reception.
I just killed a wolf so hard that it fell through the earth.
You have banished it.
I think you might be sick.
Do I have any status effects that I wasn't aware of? She was like, you might be sick. Oh, I have rock joint. I need to use a potion, perhaps. Yeah. Battle Chaser 9? Is it? Wants to know if you can stack potion effects. Like if you drink 2, will you get double the effects of like resist fire or something? And the answer is in that case no.
I think for me it was just
Let's
far.
repeat the question first.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now
sorry.
you're pulling
yeah,
a
now I'm
Kevin.
doing it. So StarCraft Ghost 2424, is that right? The question
These days, it
was,
seems there is dread
are
everywhere.
shields not useful anymore? I don't see any of you guys using them. And my answer to that is I just thought it was far more interesting to use a fire spell or something in the other hand than to have a shield. So it's not really that they're not useful. It's just kind of I think we all wanted to do a different play style.
I'm about to try to like just stab her from behind. I'm detected. Oh, I'm hidden right now actually. I'll whisper for a moment.
Again for making this the best wedding a woman could ask for.
I just wanted to show the animation.
Now, fella, let's not get too quick. Victoria! No!
Oh,
Where are you? Do your work.
Somebody help!
That's your bit.
I might be in over my head with this one.
Ready for that?
I'm not using this particular weapon in the best way possible.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's on my side. Alright, well, I guess. I'm gonna feed. I'm a nasty cannibal. Uh-oh, I've got enemies a-coming. Oh. Not now. I wonder if I can coup travel away.
My house Carl is currently walking around unfazed, yet she has an arrow sticking out of her back.
I wonder if I can just give myself up. I murdered, what, 5 people? At 40 gold, done.
Come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
Man, that's less than 10 gold a person.
That's like, yeah, $7.50 a person.
That's awesome. I love when when I crouch, by the way, Lydia follows me immediately. Lydia goes up, Lydia goes down. Lydia goes up, Lydia goes down. All right.
Flying J on Twitter wants to know if dragons will keep spawning after the main quest.
We can get a definite answer from Curtis said. I'm going to guess that they don't, but I have not reached that point, so can't say for sure.
To be continued.
Yes.
As it were.
I'll try to remember to ask Curtis that when he joins us.
Yeah, because he's playing way beyond the finishing of the main quest at this point. So we'll see what happens. And I'm hoping to do the same thing as well. I mean, I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of this game just in my spare time. I was in Volenrud, and I don't think that I got what I needed to get, so I'm going to head in there first. Although I don't think I'm going to have any enemies. And then I'm going to go back to the Dark Brotherhood, now that I managed to slit the throat of a noble and pay very little money for the privilege of having gotten to do it.
We will perform your next trial in the court. Follow Master Moore.
So right now, I made it up to High Hrothgar, and I'm meeting with the Greybeards and learning more about my dragon shout powers. I'm heading out into the courtyard for my next trial. Earlier, they taught me the second word in the Unrelenting Force dragon shout ability, which seems to make it basically just makes it a more powerful version of that shout. Which Unrelenting Force is sort of like your force push. It knocks enemies back. But we'll see what the next challenge involves here in just a second. As soon as Master Greybeard just saunters his way on over here. Alright, let's see what's up.
Master Bori will teach you wood, which means well.
So he's put down some new
the word within
letters for me to learn.
Before
I'm
you
going to
can
roll
project
upon
it into a thing. Approach Master Bori and he will gift you his wood.
I'm going to absorb his knowledge.
Whirlwind sprint. Then it will be your turn. Master Bori. Axe. Wood. Now, your turn.
Make sure I have that equipped.
Stand next to me. Master Bori will open the gate. Use your whirlwind sprint to pass through before it closes.
have it. Easy as that.
Your quick mastery of a new Thum is astonishing. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for myself.
Yeah, so apparently the Greybeards, obviously, they're not Dragonborn. I am, so I can totally just download this knowledge without having to work at it too hard at all. They, on the other hand, have been studying it for years up in this temple. And bless their hearts, I'm just blowing through this.
You were given this gift by the gods for a reason. It is up to you to determine how
Can you say the name again?
You are now ready.
Shadow Tricks wants to know if there's a maximum level in
Retrieve the
Skyrim.
horn of Jürgen Windcaller,
If there
our
is,
founder,
none of
from
us
his
have
tomb
reached it.
in the ancient fane of Ustengrav.
So I don't know the answer to that.
I would suspect so.
I mean, yeah, I would imagine there's a level cap. Yeah.
But it's a long ways off.
No doubt, the appearance of a Dragonborn at this time is not an accident. Your destiny is surely bound up with the return of the dragons. You should focus on owning.
So I am on my way right now to do a quest mission. I'm supposed to see if there's a way to get this Thorald from the Thalmors. So I'm actually making quite a trek across the world here from Whiterun. You can see, I'll show you on the map. So I started right here, and I've been riding. I'm now right here, and I'm going there. So this is actually the first time I've been near the coast in my about 40 hours with this game. I actually have pretty much stuck to Whiterun and surrounding areas, and then I went to Markarth shortly, or just for a short period of time. But yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of stuff to do in that time. And this is where it gets tricky. This is one of the things that I've noticed that's kind of different about Skyrim from something like Oblivion, is there's a lot more of the you can't get there from here kind of moments where you hit a cliff or something, although that actually worked out pretty well for me. But I feel like Oblivion was more of a big valley for the most part. Alright, so I'm going to get off my horse, see what I can do about these guys. And I don't need any of that crap. So I think I may... No. Like, not nearly there. So my horse seems to be a partially invisible horse. It keeps disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah, they all do that. I think it's designed to do that so that the horse doesn't get in the way of your ability to see.
I thought it was just like a really cool horse.
I got lost, actually. I think there's the quest markers take me to a place that I can't quite get to for reasons I can't figure out. So it's user error, I'm sure, as opposed to the game being too unclear. But
Ready to board the carriage to the embassy?
So I am about to go on a sneaking mission. I believe I have to sneak into an embassy, and I don't get to take in any of my gear except a few things that I handed off to an agent. Like I gave him my bow and some arrows. But for the most part, you know, I had to put on a special party outfit to get in, and so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, a situation in which you apparently have to be kind of stick to certain kind of behavioral expectations and not give yourself away as an infiltrator.
Ah, a fellow latecomer to Ellen's little soiree.
Welcome to the Tholmor Embassy. Your invitation, please. Thank you, Mom. Go right in.
And arriving by carriage, no less. I salute you, my good lady.
So Cryptic Shadow is asking if your horse will follow you if you sort of leave it somewhere and walk off, and if you can summon it with a whistle or anything like that.
There's no Marston whistle. Does
it follow you?
Well, it's a little weird. It seems like you can kind of leave your horse behind, and I've had it so all of a sudden the horse will appear near me. Sometimes it'll end up where I left it. Sometimes it'll end up in other weird places I've been. I haven't quite figured out the logic behind it yet, but there seems to be some sort of logic to it.
I don't believe we've met, and you are